back in the studio today. What do you know about that? It's good. It's good. Oops, we gotta wait. Yeah, here we go. I hear it. Back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the WDMA. We're going to be talking about fraud and ad placement and digital marketing today. So if you're a digital marketing fan, tune in. I really appreciate you would. Maybe you'll learn something. But before we do, we're just going to have a little quick look at Ryan Reynolds. I like to play Mint Mobile. I'm a big Mint Mobile fan. I'm going to use the tattoo they sent me in the mail. But just to show you that not all advertising is effective and some may cost you subscribers, I'm going to play this ad while I go get my coffee. Here we go.
Ryan Reynolds here. Big Wireless has once again raised their prices. In response, we're bringing back our deflation promotion. The marketing department asked me to be as explicit as possible when explaining it. So here we go. Because we don't love f***ing our customers over like Big Wireless. We're bringing back our offer for f***ing unlimited premium wireless for only $15 a month. F*** me to the moon and back. That's a great f***ing deal. Explicit enough marketing f***s.
Okay, so that makes me embarrassed to be a Mint Mobile subscriber. I've already signed up for a year contract to get the $15 a month. But if you're listening, Ryan, which I doubt you are, I would just like to say that that is an embarrassment to your ability and to the good service I get from Mint Mobile, and I've gotten other friends on it. It's not a bad network. But that there's no call for that. That's not creative. And I got that from the ad of the day on the drum, but I'm not gonna tag the author because I think that it's just an illustration that some of your advertising can actually cost you customers, and that would cost you me, except that I have a good track record. You deliver product. Oftentimes the product is more important than the ads. But sometimes, like that ad, it's disgusting. It's not creative. It's offensive. There's no point to it. There's more to life than salience, right? As Mark Ritson might say. Okay, so let's get over to the real news. Let's see what else we got to talk about. I'm sure we got something. Okay, and on another note, this was Dr. Augustine Fou. I'm almost thinking St. Augustine Fou. No, it's not. It's just doctor. But that's how I think of him. It called attention to this ad report, and so I downloaded the whole thing. You can peruse it at your leisure at WDMA.org. I also want to remind you that there's a podcast available on Spotify and Apple and Google every day. We put this up, and I do lightly edit it to make sure that it's not more than 20 minutes. I don't know if anybody listens to it, but if you do, let me know. I'd really love to hear it. I don't think anybody listens, but it's up there anyway. If you prefer podcasts, you can get a podcast delivered directly to your phone with no effort whatsoever on your part every day. So anyway, Unmasking the Shadows. Great cover art, I thought. Okay, we'll just go down. This is 23 pages. Given that modern AI can solve any prove you're not a robot test, it's now trivial to spin up 100. It's now trivial, given that modern AI can prove that they aren't robots, even though they are. It's trivial to spin up 100,000 human-like bots for less than a penny per account. That's from Elon Musk. And that puts it all in perspective, right? Digital fraud is literally the bad guys. The ATM machine, they just withdraw cash. Every year, 600 billion more of marketers' digital budget refills it. Okay, you think you're getting such good reach, good frequency, lots of clicks, right? But doesn't seem to move the needle. How can that be? There's Dr. Augustine Fou. Okay, and I'm going to skip down to the general findings here. Over a fifth of internet traffic is invalid. 1/5. Right? And this was built on 2.9 billion sessions from fraud zero customers in 2023. Here's their findings. 21% of internet traffic is fake. I don't know why they don't just say that. What do you mean invalid? It means there's no person clicking the clicks. 1 out of 5 websites is not a real person. Well, website visits, rather, is not from a real person, but an automated program bot with no intention or capability to convert into a paying customer. There you go. There's the bots. There's the real. In ad engagement, though, through programmatic channels, we observe a much higher incidence of this traffic, exceeding 90% alongside other fraud activities such as pixel stuffing. Okay, that means pixel, they put a pixel on the, I don't know what that means. I'm not an expert in digital fraud. But it looks like this report was done in conjunction with Dr. Augustine, which I'm really happy about because he's just brilliant, and he's been fighting for the right and fighting for the revelation that this is all junk for many, many years. So I admire him. This was the one that was really interesting. Certain channels are significantly more affected than others. Google Shopping, 67% of the traffic is fake. Here, look, LinkedIn. Why they have 2 digits, I don't know. 48% of LinkedIn is fake. If you're buying LinkedIn ads, unbelievable. TikTok, almost 40%. I don't know what direct means. I think that means clicking right to your site, 32%. My goodness, my goodness. Google Ads is still 12% almost. Oh my goodness. Instagram is about 9. Invalid traffic by channel, direct, whatever that means, it means that they're clicking to your website, but they're not going to buy. What I thought was interesting, there wasn't a lot of difference. Most of them hovered around 20%. Gambling was really high, double that. But e-commerce and retail we're going to focus on because I've been telling the e-commerce industry for, I guess, 20, 30 years now. I got my first website built in 1995, if you can believe that. And so I've been saying to e-commerce, you don't want to stay e-commerce. You want to get in the catalog world. And retailers too. You want to get out of this mire of almost 30%, 29.52% fraud. And there was a nice little explanation. There's no difference between phones and desktop. Android is the #1 OS, but it's also the #1 OS. They said these platforms offer multiple opportunities for attacks. They hold lots of customer data, including personal information, contact details, and payment data. And at the same time, they serve ads, making them a sitting duck for ad fraud. In addition, they have valuable product information, such as description texts and price information, which is highly favored by scraper bots. Right, okay, because they can then build fake websites that look just like yours. I'm not sure you can stop them, but you can also mail a catalog. And we know the catalog is real. Everybody knows that you don't spend $1 million sending out 1 million catalogs, and it's just going to be a fake site. It's not going to work. The URL is going to work, and nobody else can run onto the printing press and change the little QR code or change the URL or change the phone number. It's real. It's real. My goodness. So, scalping, they buy the tickets up as soon as they go on sale and then resell them before any human could actually complete the buying process. Inventory hoarding, they'll attack they'll place fake orders so that you hold them so that you don't double sell the inventory and attack you that way. And so they'll create false stockouts. False stockouts. You say, why would you do that? Well, they get paid to do it by your competitors. Wasted ad spend, and that's, they can build sites in seconds. AI can fabricate an entire site that looks just like yours. Okay, scraping, they like to harvest pricing data and product data so that they can build websites with it. But here's the most interesting one for me: polluted analytics and audiences. Okay? It says invalid traffic skews your performance data, analytics, and KPIs. So what you think is working ain't working. It's not even seen by humans. Remember that statistic that some of these sites have 90% fake traffic? They build fake sites, they put fake traffic on them, and then they sell them to advertisers. Pretty good. Bad decisions are made with polluted data. Right. Okay. Why am I bringing this up? Why do I talk about this? Why don't I just talk about mail like every other day? The reason is because in mail, we know who we mail, we know it gets delivered, we know it goes to a decision maker, we know that the decision maker decides what to do with it, makes a decision. You say, oh, everything just goes in the trash. No, not everything. Some things go in the trash. Today I just checked the mail before I walked in here to my office, and I had a book that my wife wants to give to my grandchildren. That doesn't go in the trash because I knew it was coming, right? I knew it was here. So, baby, you better be careful what you throw in the trash. You have to make a decision. Even if most of the mail is trash, you have to decide, okay? So mail forces a decision, but also we know who decided and did not buy. So we have the null data set. So we can do AI and machine learning comparing the ones who bought and the ones who didn't buy. No other media gives you that, right? But also we know that our analytics, our attribution is solid. Why? Because we anchor it to the household address. You understand the power of that? We know the geodemographics, we have the census data, we have hundreds of variables that are related to that. Not that they're very powerful, right? They're not that good, but they're probably better than browser data, I would say in general, right? And therefore, when we test, we know that the results are solid. Okay, now you may not get the number of orders you wanted, but a failure is a solid test. With the internet, it could be that just no humans are seeing it. Okay? ChatGPT conclusion: the future of invalid traffic and bots. ChatGPT will lead to an increase in fake internet activity. It's now trivial to spin up hundreds of thousands of fake bot accounts with human-like behavior for less than a penny per account. And that gives mail more epistemological power. You know the results are real. Might cost you a little bit more, but wait. Think of the 20% that you're already wasting. Let's get on to the next article. Free AI models potentially offer those with malicious intentions a tactical advantage. And then there's a commercial for bot detection. Okay, now let's get over here to this. More data does not always mean more effective marketing. I wrote an article back in the late 90s, Drowning in Data, and I explained that data did not necessarily help you unless you could create variables and unless you could understand and test the variables. Nobody's hardly doing that anymore. They're just cranking up models. Will they tweak your mailing? Sure. Will they beat it? Maybe. Will you know why? No. I lost a very good client not long ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, basically in COVID. Our results were skyrocketing during COVID. Had nothing to do with me. But they were working with a freebie modeling opportunity, and they won. Now, they had variables we weren't allowed to get, which makes it an invalid test, right? But besides the fact that it was invalid, I asked them, what do you think made the difference? They said, oh, it was secret sauce. And that's the saddest thing ever, because they just don't even realize that the most valuable part of modeling is not the tweaking of your mailing. It's the understanding of your customer. It's the uncovering of new market opportunities and new product opportunities based on anomalies that are in the data that the machine can help you spot. They can't explain why. That's The magic of turning data into money. Get my book. Lots of case studies. I get these predictive modelers writing me every day practically on LinkedIn talking about how they can build me something with AI. And I think to myself, well, first of all, they've got 10 minutes of experience, which happened to me in the internet. Everybody said, oh, mail is anachronistic. Let's go to digital is everything, right? But Land's End's still in business. LL Bean's still in business. I'm a little worried about Land's End, though. They seem to be making thinner and thinner catalogs. I think that's Quad's fault. I think Quad actually incentivizes people, tells them how much they can save. This is a great article anyway. This is Jerry Dakin. Great article. It's one of the better articles I've seen in a long time. You know what I think? We've already got enough consumer data. Introduced enough personalization. Leveraged enough advanced ad tech. You're certainly not hearing that very often in marketing circles. You will if you listen to my show. It remains broadly taboo within the industry to suggest that we're on anything but an inevitable march toward hyper-personalized targeted communications. If you say anything else, you're a backward Luddite. So, but let's just step back. This is a great article. You want to go on WDMA and get the entire article. I highly recommend it. Maybe I'll talk about it even more tomorrow because I don't think I'm going to do it justice. But let's just say it's true. Let's just say that the internet and data and analytics can find the person that's going to decide on your product right now. Let's say it can deliver you 1,000 people right now that are interested in buying your category, whatever it is, right? Let's say it's high-end liquor, something. And so now you've got them. What do you do with them now? You still have to sell them, right? Bob Hatcher told me this one. But can it? No. And you're only going to get a certain percentage of that 1,000. You might get 10% if you're really, really good, right? This article makes the point, maybe it'd be better to send 1 million people something about how cool your brand is than 1,000 people where you still have to compete for that sale. Just because you're there at the right instant. I'm thinking about high-end bourbon. No, it doesn't matter. I still have favorite brands. J. Henry, made in Wisconsin from Indian corn. Fantastic bourbon, one of the best I've ever had. Okay, not that expensive. You can get it at Costco, at least around here. I'm not going to why would I try your bourbon? That's stupid. Why experiment when I got something I really like? See? Even though I know something about it. You're not going to win that. So would you rather market to 1,000 or maybe, people drinking, I also think it was a favorite grouse or something like that. There's some kind of brand that has a grouse on it. I think it's Scotch. I used to drink it for a while. Looks like a turkey. Anyway, maybe I'm drinking Thompson's, the cheapest bourbon on the shelf. Maybe I want to be more aspirational. You might have a better chance with 1 million Thompson drinkers, even though knowing that most of them aren't going to pop $50 for a bottle of bourbon. You don't know. Even if you know all the data, even if you know that they're thinking about getting a better bourbon this second, it's not going to work. Why do people think this will work? Why do they think that aiming at a tiny little teeny weeny market is better? Why do they think that they can tweak their mailing down to nothing and still learn things about their market? It mystifies me, okay? But they're willing to pop millions of dollars to get the technology to find the one person who's in the market right now. Let's talk more about this tomorrow. Have a great day. I'm John Miglosh. Like and share. Tell me why you think I'm wrong. And your friends will think you're smart. Bye-bye.